Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. In this one, I'm going to be doing a set review for Mega Symphonia, which is the other half of Mega Evolution. So yesterday we looked at Mega Brave, so this is going to be the last half of the main set. I'd imagine the vast majority of these cards will make it into our next set, so all new cards to take a look at here. And the first one that we can have a review of is Tangrowth, which does have the attack Bulky Whip, which does 120 damage for 4 energy, which by itself is just trash. But if this Pokemon has at least 2 extra energy attached to it, this attack does 140 more damage. So you'll need a whopping 6 energy in order to do 260, which sounds really, 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 really bad. But we do have this Meganium also coming out in the set, which provides 2 grass energy per grass energy that's attached to your Pokemon. So really, instead of 6 energy, you actually just need 3. So, that suddenly becomes a lot better. It does work out better math-wise as well compared to Executor, because Executor won't be doing that much damage if it has 3 energy attached to it. So, yeah, I do kind of like Tangrowth. Of course, you still have to, actually find a way of getting the grass energy attached manually. We would still need to use, Ogapon, Energy Switch, that sort of thing, maybe, or, Hydrapple EX. So it's not, guaranteed to be fun and good, but at the same time, I think there's decent potential for this to be a solid little budget deck at least. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for this one. You could also play it with a Alolan Executor EX or something like the Terra type that charges up energy. So yeah, Tangrowth seems like a bit of fun at least. And yeah, that Meganium, of course, definitely a solid partner for Venusaur EX, who we took a look at in Mega Brave. So yeah, increasing your manual attachments by 2 is really nice. There's also a Stadium card at the end of this video, which is just ridiculous. It's Forest of Giant Plants again, but with a slight nerf to it. So you will be able to just evolve all your grass Pokemon whenever you want after the first turn of the game. So the minute you put down Chikorita, turn 2, for example, you can then immediately evolve into Bayleaf and immediately evolve into Meganium, which is just crazy. So you shouldn't have a need for things like rare candy. So yeah, that's going to be kind of scary. So yeah, I do think this Meganium is going to be very good. So it's nice to see a very playable Meganium card. That's nice. Also, this ability does already exist in GLC because there was a Venusaur with this ability, unironically. But at the same time, I do think that, if you can't get a hold of that Venusaur from Shining Legends, then at least you have another option for GLC as well. So, that's cool. Then we get to one of the funniest card reveals, because this card just feels like an apology for Monkey Dory. So, Shuckle says, once you return, this Pokemon has a grass energy attached to it, you may use this ability and heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. It's Monkey Dory, but worse in every single way, because the attack is worse, the HP is worse, you don't get to do 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Yeah, this is terrible. It's so bad. This definitely feels like what Monkey Dory maybe should have been, perhaps, or, Monkey Dory should have been moved 2 damage counters, but yeah, to be honest, I don't hate Monkey Dory or anything, but I just find this card hilarious. This just smacks of being Shuckle always gets weird, funny, bad cards, but yeah, this is just hilarious. Yeah, hopefully we get a good Shuckle card eventually. Then we get to a Ninjask, which says when you evolve it, you can search your deck for Shedinja and put it onto the bench. I guess that's kind of cool, but Shedinja is a generic stage 1 now, so I don't think this is super necessary with that. But, if you really wanted to, you could attack with this, switch it into a Mimikyu or something, has free retreat as well. Could be quite fun. Then we have the Delmise, which I think is supposed to be paired up with Meganium and that new Stadium that we talked about. So yeah, if you have a Stadium in play, this attack does 50 more damage, but, AT is just pretty weak overall, I would say. Maybe turn 1 going second with Crispin, but that seems like a lot of work just to get Delmise to KO an evolving Pokemon, so yeah, not very good overall, I would say. Then we have a new Pyroar, which I just don't think is very good. 70 damage and burn for 3 energy. Yeah, not very good in this day and age, not when Megas have 360 HP. So yeah, I don't think Pyroar quite cuts it, sadly, with that damage output. And then we have a new Scorch, which can discard energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon, which is quite funny. That could be quite fun as a meme deck, but again, overall, not really feeling it. The the Sizzlipede actually poking its head up from a drain is hilarious, though. I do think that's quite funny. Yeah, aside from some very nice artwork, I don't think the Scorch is very good. Then we get to a Chi-Yu, which is referencing Billy Butcher with Scorched Earth. Does 40 damage, and if your opponent has a Stadium in play, discard it. And if you discard a Stadium card in this way during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any Stadiums. who cares? Like, who cares? There's not one deck that's like crucially relying on a stadium. Like, yeah, the Venusaur deck will like their stadium, but not to the point where like they're solely dependent on it, and you'll be doing 80 damage to them, which is not good anyway for one energy. So like, I don't think Chi is very good. It's it's just like it's just one of those weird cards. Like the artwork is insane. Like I love this artwork so much, but the effect is it's just weird. Like this thing should have gotten immunity as well for doing that. Yeah, Mantine as another call for family call for family attack. Who cares? Not very good. Then we have a Kyogre, which has the attack Riptide, which I do think is actually kind of playable now that we have Mega Abomasnow revealed. So Riptide does 20 damage for each water energy card in your discard pile, then shuffle those cards back in. And I do think this will be playable with a Mega Abomasnow, because this guy has the attack Avalanche Hammer, which for 2 water energy says discard the top 6 cards of your deck, and you do 100 damage for each basic water energy card you discarded in this way. This is basically just Power Crept Flareon VMAX, which I find hilarious. So if you don't know what Flareon VMAX did, it was the same attack, but top 5 cards, and it cost 3 energy. So yeah, basically just a Power Crept version of that. And of course, it does have synergy with Kyogre, which is nice. Like Frost Barrier is okay because there's not, and like not every turn you're gonna want to discard the top 6 cards of your deck. Like that's a bit expensive. But like we still have Energy Recycler in format. We still have Cyphermania. Is it Cyphermaniac's code breaking or something? Yeah, to like shuffle 2 cards and put them on top of your deck. There's also like that Gumshoes that we looked at in the last set review, the one that can put a card from your hand on top of your deck as well. So yeah, I definitely think this card has solid potential as a rogue deck. Like it's definitely good enough to be a rogue deck. The attack cost is slightly awkward just because manually attaching is not really good enough in the standard right now. Like you definitely need a way to quickly get energy out into play. But I think overall, like this is not a terrible card overall. Also, it has this like weird, almost Lost Zone like effect, which I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it reminds me a lot of a Lost Zone. Maybe that's just comfy PTSD talking. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I love Gyarados, by the way. I'm a huge Gyarados fan, so seeing an attack like that is just hilarious. Like 3 energy is decent. 4 energy, you'll just one shot anything in the game, anything. So this attack also has me a bit suspicious that we will see 400 HP soon. I'm just saying that out loud now. I'm calling it now. We're getting 400 HP Pokemon. I think we will at some point. But yeah, maybe it'll get revealed at Worlds. But yeah, Mega Abomasnow honestly looks like a lot of fun. Then we see a Clauncher. Who cares? But then we see a Klotzer, which is actually pretty solid. So it has the rather strange ability Reverse and Reload. So whenever it moves from the active spot to the bench, you may use this ability, attach it with 2 Water cards from your hand to this Pokemon, and then Aqua Launcher for 3 waters does 210, and you get to discard all energy from this Pokemon. So yeah, I definitely think this one is really solid. Definitely with that Hariyama that also can do 210 for 3 energy and gust up a Pokemon. So like Hariyama Klotzer could be a really fun deck with like reverse energy. You could use Air Balloon to retreat it. There is also a new stadium revealed that lets you just free retreat a water Pokemon once per turn, so you could pair this up with like Palafin EX potentially. Yeah, a lot of really fun potential with this one, like a single price attacker in Palafin for sure, but also just maybe with something else as a really solid water type attacker. Like you could pair this up with Abomasnow actually. Then that would be like a decent single price cannon because 210's not bad. Like yeah, it's not enough to ever one shot anything, and like that's the big like problem with Typhlosion right now is it's just a bit short of getting those one kills consistently, and this will never like want to kill anything really. Like with a Silver Bangle, yeah, you'll do 240 and you'll kill a Raging Bolt, but like that's about it really. So yeah, like Klotzer is still really solid though. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. It's certainly one of the better single price Pokemon from these sets, so that's cool. Getting a cool Klotzer. Then we get to Inteleon, which I don't think is very good, but it does have an interesting attack. Bring Down says the Pokemon in play that has the least HP remaining, except for this Pokemon, is knocked out. Okay, so like if all your Pokemon have a lot of HP, then you do, I don't know, a poke to a Mega Evolution, then you can just one-shot it, I guess. But like, seems a bit awkward for being a Stage 2, I don't know. I don't know, it seems a bit much to make it work. Maybe it'll be playable, but like 110 for 1 energy is pathetic, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem very strong on the surface, this Inteleon. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Then we have a Frostmoth, which does 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay, that's kind of cool. So it's like another spread attacker, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. seems alright, I guess, in like a GLC spread deck, like Cube as well, maybe. I don't think it's quite enough spread damage for standard. Like, we've literally just seen a Venusaur that has 380 HP. Like, what's 20 damage going to do? Tickle it? Like, it's just not a lot of damage. So, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. Then we have an Ice Q. Nice to see the Penguin come back, even if it's terrible. Although Paralysis on a coin flip for 1 energy is respectable in control, I guess. But, yeah, aside from that, not very good. Then we have a new Magneton line. I don't know why. Like, we've literally just got a Magneton from Surging Sparks. I don't know why we need another one. But yeah, this Magnezone up a Spark does 15. Evolve this turn, you do 170. That's not very good for 1 energy. Like, that's just not enough. So, yeah, I don't think this card is very good, sadly. Then we see a Raikou, which isn't quite good enough for GLC, I don't think. Because there's just better Raikous, but maybe in like Cube or something. Could be alright in Standard. 2 Lightning Energy, can do 120 if you have at least 4 Lightning Energy in play. So like definitely in Miraidon or Mega Manectric as a single prize attacker. Could be solid there. Speaking of Mega Manectric, I think this is probably the best Mega in the set, and no one will believe me because it's, yeah, it could be wrong, I guess, but like, to be honest, I think this card is very scary. Like, Riot Blaster, 200 damage for 3 Lightning Energy, and you get to discard all energy if you want to. And if you do, you do 130 more. So you do 330 for 3 Lightning Energy, which is disgusting. Like, that with Electrike and Generators is crazy. Yeah, just one-shot any Stage 2 Pokemon EX. One-shot another Mega Manectric, sure, why not? One-shot most of the other Megas. Like, that is crazy. This is definitely power creep in full effect. But yeah, Flash Ray for 2 Lightning Energy as well, just 120, and you get to wall out basic Pokemon, so no more Raging Bolt for you guys. No more Miraidon attackers as well, like Zekrom, so that's quite cool as well. So yeah, I definitely have a lot of faith in this card. Also, did I mention this guy has free retreat as well? So yeah, like the HP is slightly letting it down. Like, it's a bit fragile for us. A bit fragile. How have we gone to the point where I'm saying 330 HP is a bit fragile for a stage 1? Like, that is ridiculous. But yeah, this card to me is crazy. Like, again, it's got that weird loss zone effect, actually, I've just noticed. But yeah, I'm getting sidetracked very easy today. But yeah, Mega Manectric, I do think this card is very strong. I definitely think this card will see a lot of play. And if I'm wrong, then I'll eat my words. But right now, I think this card is very, very good. Then we have Pachirisu, which it's not very good. 10 damage when they touch an energy. Put 8 damage counters on that Pokemon. It's not very good, sadly. Don't care. This is a tragedy. They need to stop doing this. Why are we getting bad Helios cards again? I thought we were done with this. I made an entire video last year, at the end of last year actually, talking about the amount of bulk Helios that we get in the TCG. It's crazy. They all do 70 damage for 2 energy. They all suck. This sucks. I really hate that they did this. The artwork is lovely. I love these arts. I love the clay artwork, by the way. But yeah, this card sucks. Right, moving on. That's just going to piss me off. Kadabra, when you evolve it, you have to draw 2 cards. Okay, that's all right, I guess. There is actually a fun item card in the set that says de-evolve one of your psychic Pokemon. Just de-evolve one of your psychic Pokemon. Like, they reprinted Devil Evolution Spray, but it's only for psychic Pokemon, which is weird. So yeah, like the draw 2 is fine, I guess, but yeah, it is what it is. Then we have Alakazam. When you evolve it, you get to draw 3, so it's a nice little draw package. But like, spoiler alert, the Crobat that did the exact same thing with Golbat never saw any play. So, well, it might have seen play actually in Eternatus at one point, but I don't think it's seen play outside of that. So, we'd have to see a Mega Evolution that interacts with hand size for me to get excited about this personally. And yeah, hand power just not very good. So, moving on, we've got Jinx, which can one-shot some things, but just not enough for it to be worth it, I don't think. Not very good. Then we get to everyone's favorite Mega from this set. I've seen a lot of people really gas up this card, so I hope it's as good as people think it is. But yeah, this one does 50 damage for each, I want to say, Psychic Energy attached to all of your Pokemon. Yeah. So I guess the thing is with this is that you just put all those energy on your single prize Pokemon with Big Charms, and then you just let Mega Gardevoir have full HP, because there's no way you would stack like 7 energy on a Mega Evolution and shrink its HP down by that much. Like, the most appealing thing about this is definitely the HP, because nothing in Gardevoir is that tanky. So having like a huge amount of HP with a move that can one-hit KO stuff, like, that is scary, but you're still competing with like Curlia for deck space and deck slots. So you've still got to evolve into Gardevoir EX. I don't know if this card will be as good as people think it is. I hope it is, if it makes people happy and this is what they really want. But My money is still on Mega Manectric being the best Mega, but we'll see. Mega Gardevoir, though, it's still a very good card, though, overall. Then we have Shedinja, which can't take any... Oh, wait, it can take damage, but if it gets knocked out by Pokemon EX, they can't take any prizes. I think that's actually a really strong effect, but it just depends what you're up against, because most of these decks do have, like, other attackers. Like, Gardevoir is a classic example of this. Like, it just has other attackers to use. But things like Grimmsnarl will have to use things like Monkey Dory to KO you, which is another thing to worry about. Like, the attack is fine. I'm in two minds about this. Like, 60 HP is awful in this day and age, but just because of how good spread is with Monkey Dory. So, yeah, always something you have to worry about, sadly. Then we have a Grumpig, which is a bit of a psychic pig, I guess. Also has synergy with that item we mentioned, the Devolution Spray, that's only for psychic types. So, like, it is also a spiritual successor to Trumbeak, if anyone remembers that card from the Soul and Shield era. Or was it Sun and Moon? It was Sun and Moon or Soul and Shield. But yeah, that Trumbeak was kind of fun, had a very similar ability. Like, I don't think this is very good, but at least we have, like, the Gumshoes that can fill your top deck. We've got Academy at Night, which can do the same thing. We have Codebreaker to guarantee 2 energy. So, like, we can guarantee electric generators with this, maybe. But, like, overall, I'm not really feeling it for Grumpig just yet. It's not quite good enough for me, personally. Also, it has a retreat cost of 2, by the way. That it doesn't have free retreat, sadly. And we also have the Xerneas, which has a call for family for 3 psychic Pokemon, so maybe in Cube and GLC this could be alright. Then we have a Houndstone, which has amazing artwork, like genuinely incredible. Looks like something straight out of Sekiro. It looks amazing. But yeah, the attack Horror Bite isn't very good. So they used a great artwork and gave it terrible attacks. That sucks. But yeah, it's a lovely artwork. Definitely something in the binder. So you have Mega Latias, which I do think is pretty strong. 208 HP again seems pretty average for basic Megas. So it has Stray for 1 color, so you can like switch into things like Mimikyu if you wanted to, or Maractus. Then we have Mirage Pulse, which does 300 damage for a Fire Psychic Colorless and discard energy from this Pokemon. So you don't get the choice like Mega Manectric, and you can only do 300, you can't do 330, which is, I think, a sizable difference actually. But if you still want a big one-hit machine for your deck, like especially Ho-Oh-EX with Armarouge and stuff, that could be really fun. Plus, you've also got Latios to move some energy. So when your Mega Latias moves from the bench to the active, you can move any number of energy from your bench to the active. So yeah, I do think Ho-Oh with Energy Switch, Armarouge, this Latios, stuff like that could be really fun. So yeah, that's cool to see. Then we get to one of the last Megas, I think this is the last Mega, yeah. Mega Kangaskhan, which honestly will probably see play in Area Zero decks, because when it's active, you get to draw 2 cards, and it's a colorless Pokemon, so yeah, it's a pretty solid draw engine. Could maybe replace Mew EX, maybe replace Pheasantipty even. But yeah, rapid fire combo. I don't think the attack is anything that crazy, like you'd have to flip a bunch of heads, but overall, I do like the ability a lot, so I think this will see play for the ability alone, so that's cool. Then we also have a Delibird, which that's not very good. Although, if you go first, you can use this attack during your first turn, which is kind of cool, but I don't think Delibird's very good. Aside from that, we have a Lopunny, Batman, we have a Lopunny, but it's not very good, sadly. Don't think it's very good. Then we have a new Beware, which is... Right, I'm going to read out this attack. This attack is called Dangerous Lariat, which does 100 damage, and you get to flip 2 coins, and if both of them are heads, this attack does 200 damage instead. Truly atrocious, like genuinely bottom of the barrel atrocious Helios levels of trash this Beware is at, which is a shame. But Stuffle is adorable, Beware is trash. Then we have Suspicious Clock, which is just Devolution Spray, but only for psychic Pokemon for some reason. I don't know why they did this. Like, were they afraid of Crobat spread being too broken? But like, I don't think so. So I'm not sure what's going on here. But yeah, it's literally just Devolution Spray, but for psychic Pokemon. Then we have Mega Signal, which can search your deck for a Mega Evolution. To be honest, I don't think this will see that much play, just because I think most of the Megas are like more tech-oriented in general, except for like Mega Camerupt, and I guess maybe Mega Lucario actually, but yeah, overall I don't think this will see a whole ton of play, at least not right now though. Then Ace Roller's Mischief. You can only use this card if your opponent has 2 or fewer prize cards remaining. Choose one of your Pokemon in play, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from effects of attacks done to this Pokemon by EX. That's impressive. I think that is impressive, actually. So your opponent has to KO an EX to win the game. They have their own EX in play, they have nothing else. You can just give something immunity, and that could buy you a turn to win the game. I do think this is very good, especially in like Pidgeot focus decks where you can easily find it as well, because that's going to be key. Like, you don't want to play 4 copies of this in your deck, obviously. Like, you want to play 1 or 2 copies tops. So, yeah, Ace Roller, definitely a strong one to keep an eye on. Then we have Wally's Compassion and the Broken Lush Forest Stadium. Just spoil that as well. Wally's Compassion, heal or damage from one of your Mega Evolution if you do put energy from that Pokemon back into your hand. Mega Camerupt, everyone. Mega Camerupt only needs 1 energy. This with Mega Venusaur actually as well. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. So yeah, Mega Venusaur, Mega Camerupt as well. We can full heal Mega Camerupt, guys. You guys know that I like Mega Camerupt. Yeah, it's a big one. But yeah, Warrior's Compassion with Mega Camerupt's absolutely going to be a thing. Then we have Lush Forest, at least a thing in my head. But yeah, Lush Forest, each player's grass Pokemon can evolve into another grass Pokemon during the turn they play those Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, you can't do it on the first turn, but after that, it's free range. So, turn 2, turn 3, you just bench any basic grass Pokemon. You can just immediately evolve it into a stage 1 and then a stage 2. And we still have Bug Catcher in this format. So, yeah, it's a very good stadium. Like, sure, you have to find it, but we have colorless and nasty. I don't think it'll be that difficult, really. The Dunsparce is a strong draw engine for finding stadiums. Yeah, I think the stadium is good. Like, it just is. It's good. Then we also have Surfing Beach, which is a bit more niche, I would say, than Lush Forest, but I still think this is a really good stadium. Once during each player's turn, that player may switch their active water Pokemon with one of their bench water Pokemon. Palafin. It's a Palafin EX buff, which is really cool. It's also really good for the Klotzer that we looked at earlier. Abomasnow gives them all for retreat. That's really nice. Yeah, I could definitely see this seeing play. So yeah, I really like Surfing Beach. I think it's a good stadium. We also got Mystery Garden as the last card to take a look at here today. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard 1 energy card from their hand. If they do, that player draws cards until they have as many cards in hand as they have psychic Pokemon in play. Gardevoir did not need any buffs, just as a hot take, really. Even if this doesn't see playing Gardevoir, though, I still think this will be a very solid card overall for other psychic decks. It's a really nice card to have in general for like single prize psychic budget decks as well. Like just a bit of draw power to get from a stadium, so it's a nice 3-off in those decks. Really nice. Also got some lovely card art. I really do like this artwork a lot, actually. Could be used for a thumbnail, I'm thinking, but yeah, it looks really nice. But yeah, it's a very strong stadium overall. I love the stadiums, by the way. 4 stadiums in this set. It's going to be cool. But yeah, let me know what you think about these Pokemon down below. Are you as excited for Mega Manectric as I am? And yeah, thank you for watching.